What's up guys, it's Dr. Katie Sum back with another video, and in today's video we're going to be discussing something very important, which is heat stroke. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Dr. Katie Sum. I'm a veterinarian who makes educational videos to help you help your pets live their best lives. In today's video we're going to go over what heat stroke is, how to prevent it, the signs and symptoms of heat stroke, and what to do if your pet's temperatures are reaching a dangerous level. Heat stroke is defined as elevation in body temperature above 104 degrees Fahrenheit or 40 degrees Celsius from exposure to a hot or humid environment, which is called non-exertional heat stroke, or from strenuous exercise, which is called exertional heat stroke. Heat stroke occurs due to the body's inability to dissipate or let go of heat effectively. Animals most at risk of developing heat stroke are young and old animals, animals weighing above 15 kilograms or 33 pounds, brachycephalic or squishy-faced animals, obese animals, dark-colored animals, long-haired animals, and of course animals that already have health issues like heart disease, kidney disease, or respiratory problems. Golden retrievers, Labrador retrievers, and brachycephalic, again, squishy-faced breeds, are the most statistically likely to get heat stroke. There are four main ways for animals to cool off: radiation, convection, conduction, and evaporation. The two most common being evaporation, for example, panting, and conduction, for example, when two objects are in direct contact with each other, like your pet laying on a cool floor. The only sweat glands in a dog's body are in their feet and in their nose, so sweating alone is not an effective mechanism for releasing heat. The main way dogs stay cool is by panting. However, its effectiveness varies depending on the relative humidity of the air, which is why as veterinarians we often see heat stroke in animals not only when it's hot, but also when it's humid. It's super important to remember that heat stroke is not something that affects just cats and dogs, and that any animal can be affected. In fact, pets such as rabbits, hamsters, chinchillas, and guinea pigs are some of the most commonly affected pets, and require just as much attention and treatment as a cat or a dog. Let's move on to signs of heat stroke. Signs of heat stroke can include body temperature above 40 degrees Celsius or 104 degrees Fahrenheit, altered mental state, disorientation or dizziness, collapse or loss of consciousness, rapid breathing or excessive panting, lying down and unable to get up, staggering or stumbling, bruising of the gums or the ears, red gums when normally they should be nice and pink just like a person's, excessive drooling, vomiting or diarrhea with or without blood, fatigue, changes in appetite, or abdominal pain. If you notice any of these signs in hot weather, your pet could be in a state of emergency, and it's important to contact your veterinarian as soon as possible. In addition to contacting your veterinarian and following their recommendations, it's important to initiate cooling therapy immediately. We'll discuss cooling therapy in just a second, but for right now, let's discuss the best ways to prevent heat stroke from happening in the first place. The best way to prevent heat stroke is to keep your pets in a cool environment. This can be done by reaching out to people with air conditioning or considering boarding your pets in a facility that is climate controlled. If these things are not possible, the following methods can be implemented. Completely avoiding or limiting exercise. One of the biggest misconceptions is that allowing your pet to swim will help cool it off. However, this is not the case because swimming actually requires a lot of energy and activity, which will actually increase your body's core temperature. But having your pet stand in a kiddie pool or a bathtub where they're not exerting themselves is totally fine. Other methods that can be implemented are feeding your pets store-bought or homemade frozen treats or ice cubes, placing your pet's paws in cold water, applying cold water to the inner surface of your pet's ear flaps, keeping fans going to circulate air, putting cold cloths or shirts on your pets, making sure to switch them out every hour or so to make sure that they stay cold, freezing or refrigerating towels and shirts prior to placing them over your pets, removing all bedding and encouraging your pets to lay on the floor, or adding treats to a cold bowl of water to encourage your pets to stay hydrated. Finally, never ever leave your pets in a hot car, even with the windows down, because what happens is the sun's rays are allowed to enter, but heat waves are not allowed to exit. This causes the seats and every part of the car to become very hot. So your pet won't have anything to lean against or lay on to dissipate heat via conduction. So the only way your pet can cool itself is by evaporation or panting, which we already know is not very effective because in the car, not only does the temperature rise, but so does the relative humidity. So those are a lot of ways to prevent heat stroke. What do you do if your pet already has heat stroke? The most important thing to do, again, is to call your veterinarian and follow their recommendations and initiate cooling therapy immediately. So you can follow the exact same guidelines as you would preventing heat stroke. However, you use water that is slightly cooler than the temperature of the air. This applies to the water you'll dip your pet's feet in, apply to the inner surface of their ear flaps, and the temperature of baths. The reason behind this is that just like pouring ice cold water into a hot cup can cause the material to crack or break, the extreme shift in temperature from going from hot to cold can actually cause your pet to go into shock. It's also important to remember that once your pet's rectal temperature reaches 39.2 to 39.4 degrees Celsius, or 102.5 to 103 degrees Fahrenheit, you should discontinue all cooling methods in order to prevent hypothermia, which is becoming too cold. Most animals with heat stroke recover normally. However, studies show that these animals can be more at risk of developing heat stroke in the future. In general, the faster you get to a vet clinic, the faster treatment can begin, and the higher the likelihood your pet will recover and have fewer long-term side effects. Please keep in mind that there could be permanent damage even if your pet recovers from heat stroke, so preventing it in the first place is the best way to keep your pet safe. In severe cases, unfortunately, heat stroke can even lead to organ failure and death. Everything I just discussed can be found in the link in the description, along with links to my social media. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please go ahead and post your comments below, and I'll answer them as soon as I can. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so that you don't miss any videos that I post in the future. As always, show your pets some love, and I'll see you soon.